I haven't got time to mark this motherfucker. Here we go again. We can't hear anybody. Nobody can talk to anybody.
You guessed it, Pressure Points with your two favorite hosts. I'm D. This is Ultra Boy AJ. We're coming at you with Season 7, Episode 18, Kriegsmarine Spymaster. What's long, hard, and full of sauerkraut semen? Das U-Boot, baby. Find us on Instagram and Patreon, pointsopressure.com. Let's fucking get to it, bitch.
Well, turn the fucking thing off, you dumbass.
Jesus, a little aggressive there.
Hey, it's Mother's Day.
Mothers, be aware. Yeah.
Watch out.
Yeah, watch out. D's on the prowl. Hide your mothers away.
Hide your mothers. Hide your wives. Yeah. But not your kids. I don't give a fuck about your kids.
Fuck those guys. So, how's you been?
Good. Yeah. I'm sure you might notice, if you take a look over here, I'm wearing socks.
Oh, so not as distracting.
Protect myself from comments from Ruth, because I did see her today on Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah.
My girlfriend's grandmother.
Oh, yeah.
So, no toe comments today.
I was like, wait, did we name drop her? We did.
I think that was like fully an exclusive thing.
Oh, it might have been. I can't remember.
But, yeah, I went out of my way. So this is what it's like being a woman in 2024.
Yeah.
We were about to leave.
Sock guarding.
We're about to leave. And
she goes, where's your tootsies?
No, Abby turns to me and she's like, you ready? And I'm like walking and I look down and I was like, hold on. She's like, what? I was like, I have to put fucking socks on so I don't get like objectified by your fucking grandmother. So,
dang.
Yeah, no comments today though. So.
Yeah, I bet you were overheating the whole time. I don't know,
Honestly,
when I wear socks, sometimes you kind of overheat.
That house gets so fucking hot, though, especially when there are, like,
I bet they were
so
all
many fucking people in there.
Misty and sweaty.
Yeah.
A little steamy.
Toasty as shit. Hey, speaking of hot.
I bet you could smell them from standing up.
High temps.
Oh, yeah?
At night, you should crank the fucking AC.
Does it get hot down here?
It gets so fucking hot.
No, it's because you have a puppy.
No, she doesn't sleep in bed with us.
Still.
It's
heats
so
up the
fucking
whole house.
hot. Yeah, so you should just turn on the AC.
AC's fully on
max, now. Like, all night long on.
Yeah, no, that's on.
Yeah, but, like, put ice in there. I don't know where you'd put it, but put ice in there somewhere.
In the box outside, maybe? Yeah,
then when it starts, it's even louder.
Let's freeze the coil that it can't bring the coolant in and out.
Yeah, even better. But
yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, just chilling.
Nothing too wild this week. Yeah, went down and celebrated a 3-year-old's birthday, which was actually kind of fun. It was chill. Got to catch up with an old Patreon subscriber.
Nordic Thunder.
Friend, not so much. Oh. Patreon subscriber, definitely.
Yeah.
Acquaintance, maybe. Maybe I can consider it that. But, yeah, hung out down there and then had one of the most expensive dinners, but one of the best dinners I've ever fucking had.
Oh, yeah?
It's a $200 dinner.
Oh, fuck that.
It was so good, dude.
I don't even care.
I don't give a fuck. It was worth it. Both of us were like, we just really want to fucking treat ourselves. Like, we want to eat something really fucking nice.
For $200, that dinner better blow you after.
Basically did, yeah. It was fucking amazing. So, yeah. It was a very nice, bougie Saturday.
Yeah, I didn't get a fucking birthday party invite for, let me remind you, the guy who led to the fall of the Bolsheviks. I didn't get a birthday party invite for
It's because the kid doesn't fucking know you. And because if it were me, I also would not trust you around a 3-year-old.
What? I'm great with kids. In fact, my job with children starts tomorrow.
With one kid that I've seen so far, and you're related to him.
No. I was a substitute teacher. I worked with disabled kids.
Well, that doesn't count.
Yeah, they're not kids. Jesus. This is the public episode.
That's fine. We've said worse.
But, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
You excited?
Yes, I'm nervous as shit,
That'd be
but
cool.
I'm very excited.
Yeah. It'd be a nice change of pace.
It's going to be really nice making almost $40 an hour.
Having 4 extra days off, or 2 extra days off a week.
Yeah, that's also going to be super nice.
Hell yeah.
Sleeping in the day
Not so nice.
and being awake at night. No, I love that. I love it. Absolutely.
I like it, except for in spring and summer, because daytime sleeping is hell. Like, for me, I get too hot. Even if I'm laying, like, in an icebox, I get too fucking hot in the summer.
I've got the whole setup already. I've got a sheet, an eye mask, blackout curtains, and a box fan pointed directly at my chest.
Props to you. I can't fucking do graveyards. I did it for a little bit, and it just beat the shit out of me for a month. I was like, nope,
it's gonna
I'm
beat
good.
the shit out of me. I basically expect that after my 312s.
Yeah.
That next day is gonna be hell.
24 hours of sleep, and you're back on a fucking normal cycle again.
Now I'll wake up and then go to sleep at like a regular time, like 11.
Yeah.
And then sleep all the way through the next day. So my day after work is basically 4 hours or so. That's
Hey,
what I'm planning.
It works.
Hey, it's worth it.
Is it
I hope.
always 3 in a row?
Not always, but most of
Oh,
the time.
damn. But
Most of the
not too
time.
bad then.
Yeah, if it's if there's one day in between two of them, not a big deal.
For show, for show.
Hell yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited.
How was your week? How was your Mother's Day?
Oh, it was fun. I went to a Mother's Day / birthday party for some family. I was supposed to go to one today, but I didn't because my wife worked all day and I didn't want to go
Ugh,
without her.
Yuck.
Yeah.
But fair.
Yeah, so I just said, I'm not going to go. And they're like, no, we'll drive you. And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Oh, yeah, that thing. Okay, I remember. Oh,
Yeah.
dodge that bullet.
And then it was really good because it was from the side of the family that in general is religious and not as fun. But
I
it was a
see.
Barbie themed party, not the toy themed, the movie.
Oh.
Turns out my aunt and her family watched the movie Get the Message
Oh.
and love it. I watched it. I love that movie actually.
I
It
still need to
surprised
watch
me.
it.
It's on Prime.
We don't
No,
have it
it's on
anymore.
HBO.
HBO? Okay.
It's on HBO. And you can use my Prime anytime. But yeah,
Wow.
hella good.
That is so generous of you.
Yeah, I know. I know. $9
Give
a month
me your login.
right now. Hey,
Just say it. Just
the,
say
the
it. and I'll
next
write
the
it
next
down.
little part will be just for the
Yeah,
patrons
just-
who are listening ad free right now on the podcast app of their choosing through our Patreon, patreon.com/points of pressure.
Yeah.
Bonus content, bonus episodes every month, not late ever, and ad free, smooth listening experience. And I
Easy
think that's good
peasy.
for the first bumper.
Yeah.
Boom. So,
Mint.
yeah, no, it was actually really good and progressive for that side of the family. So that was nice.
That's impressive. You don't really. I would never expect that, but good for them.
Yeah, I can tell that my grandparents, the message kind of went over their head, but
Yeah,
that's okay
yeah.
because everybody else was like, wow, I really like the way that they did this and this. And I was like, okay, they actually watched the movie. Oh, thank goodness.
Good.
And it makes them think back. They mentioned, my aunt mentioned thinking back to some of the other, because she just loves making these ridiculous themed parties. And she's like, thinking back 10 years ago, some of the theme parties I was doing, I'm glad I'm not doing them anymore.
Yeah?
They did like a hobo themed party once. And,
fuck yeah.
and it was great. Doesn't really look
Yeah.
too
Not
too
in
good
great
right
taste.
now. Yeah.
I will say, when I was in high school, the best fucking dance that they
It
would
was a
do.
blackface dance.
Yeah, it was a blackface dance. No, it was the Hobo Hoedown. They did it in November.
yeah.
It was between Sadie Hawkins and the fucking Christmas one.
Mm-hmm.
And they would throw like crumpled up newspaper all over the fucking gym.
Hell yeah.
And then everybody would just dress in their like trashiest shit. And
Hell
it was
yeah.
it was in very poor taste.
Yeah.
But like
Everybody has
it
a
was
bindle?
always so fucking fun, dude.
Yeah, everybody gets a bindle. That's your party favor. One
like-
person is dressed up as what's that dumb clown's name? It's like Machiavelli, but it's not Machiavelli. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't
It was
know.
a dumb joke from Watchmen.
Jesus. But yeah,
Yeah,
bad
nice.
in
Bad
poor
taste, poor
but
taste.
Still a good time.
But I just like the ability to reflect. It's awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, good
It's a
for them.
fantastic party.
Not bad.
Not that, I mean, even them aren't really the people on the side of the family who aren't progressive. Because I know one of them listens sometimes.
Yeah.
Probably not this episode. They basically avoid all the Nazi stuff. Speaking of Nazis, dude, amazing transitions. I just pulled the champion logo off my pants. You can keep that. Iron that on. Aw. All right, so...
It wasn't sticky.
Yeah,
At least come
you
on
gotta
it.
heat it up. All right, you didn't ask. So... I'm going to provide a little bit of background. Sometimes on these episodes, I mean, you know, I love to do like biographical type episodes where I talk about a person, when they were born, what they did, their impact on larger society and on history. And you generally, for the most part, go more for these events that made these changes and things like that. And I think it's a good dynamic. But this one, I need to do a little bit of background. Even though it's World War II and we've talked about it ad nauseum on this show. So...
No, what?
Yeah, I know. So the Abwehr was formed in 1920, and it's a... like you have the Ministry of Defense, then you have a department. It's like a department of the Ministry of Defense.
So like a Department of Defense.
No.
just giving
Kind
you
of.
shit. Yeah.
It was formed in 1920, and the entire idea was we're not going to spy, we're not going to be, like, really gathering intelligence or anything like this, despite being an intelligence agency. But their whole point is we need to defend against foreign espionage, because it turns out the Germans in 1920, after the Treaty of Versailles, were kind of at the whim of every other country in Europe. And they were so kind of... wounded. They were so destroyed after the war and their defeat that really a lot of people could have stepped in and fucked around a lot. I mean, and they did, as what we see for the next 20 years, 30 years after this, and then even further. But technically, this group was illegal under the Treaty of Versailles from 1919.
Okay.
It's kind of one of those, well, you can't have an army, you can't have this or that, or your army is limited to this amount or whatever, and you can't have an intelligence agency, pretty much.
And this was the workaround.
So they just made an intelligence agency because they said, well, we have to defend ourselves.
Yeah, we have to make sure. I see.
And
Okay.
in fairness, the Treaty of Versailles was too strict, and they were desperate to accept it, which is why they accepted terms that really fucked over their country for the next decade. So... They form this. 10 people show up. 10 people basically get hired. Their position is moved. They get assigned to this group. And a lot of them are formerly Prussian members of the German military. But there are a lot of Prussian officers who are like, no, I don't want to be involved in this, because something about the Prussians, they were just very like, oh, honor in war, and we're not going to do anything subversive, and we're going to be able to fight our way. I mean, they were a small country, and they prided themselves on having a very strict and, like, cut-up military.
Yeah.
Even if it was just for defense.
Okay.
So some people were kind of like, this is shitty. Some people were like, no, we need this, because obviously after World War I, war has changed forever.
Yeah, seriously.
So growth was really slow in the beginning. A lot of higher-ranking people were like, we're not really going to fund this. We're not really going to use this much.
Yeah, we don't want to fuck with it, because if we violate the Treaty of Versailles...
Well, if we get caught on that,
we're fucked.
That's also fucked.
Yeah.
But by the late 1920s, it merged with some other small departments and different wings of the different military
It's kind of
groups.
shifted around.
Yeah, it kind of, it took up the job that this group was doing. It took up some of these tasks. And it kind of expands into, they're doing a little bit of reconnaissance, a little bit of recon. They're doing a little bit of, they're monitoring the radios for communication. So they're expanding. They're actually starting to kind of gather intelligence.
Okay.
But for the time and for where they were in Europe, at least before the war, they were very far behind from any other established power.
Yeah, but to be
But it's
fair,
not
it's
bad.
not like they can so easily direct funds into it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's not
It has to be hidden.
Yeah, it has to be through like it's like the difference between like, as silly as a comparison this is, it's like a college with they fund their sports program heavily to like sports are a volunteer program at a junior college kind of shit. Like it's that.
It's like, are there scholarships available or not?
Yeah, they just can't fund money there because they'll get
Well,
caught.
they don't have
They're
a lot
fucked.
of money because,
Yeah.
as we know, the interwar period of Germany is not a good place to be. You get, the Great Depression. You get like drastic inflation to the point where, I don't know. I always mention this photo. Never posted it before, but of those German kids playing with the stacks of money.
Oh.
And playing and like trying to build a house out of them because they were worthless.
And I would imagine, I could be wrong in this assumption, that a lot of the people that are in this program are more or less, it's like the PTA. It's like a volunteer program because it has to be off the books.
It has to be off the books.
Like they have a title under something else while also still being under this.
Yeah, they do have some high-ranking people in there, but it just looks like they're working for their Minister of Defense.
Yeah,
or the
it's
Ministry
not like,
of Defense.
Yeah, it's not like all of their work is going into this.
They're just kind of
they're
doing it on the
dipping in
side.
both sides, yeah.
Yeah. So, as the Nazis rise, well, some of the roles of the intelligence agencies in the Weimar Republic expand as well.
And I'm curious, what was the length of time for the Treaty of Versailles?
Like how long it was supposed to last?
Yeah, how long was it supposed to last?
I have no
Do you
idea. I
know?
thought it was forever.
I wasn't sure.
I thought it was just you can never have a standing army.
Let me check.
Yeah. Yeah, you check. And then, so they start expanding because, the Nazis are rising. And, in some ways they're getting better economically. They're kind of recovering a little bit better. It's not great. Still not great there. But it gets to the point where by the time the Nazis actually seized power, they're flying open recon missions. They're working with Lithuanian intelligence agencies against the Soviets. They're connecting with Ukrainian intelligence or Ukrainian resistance against the Russians or the Soviets. Like, they're pretty open about it now. If you're an intelligence agency, you know about it at this point. So they start flying recon missions. They're gathering intelligence from everybody and everyone around them in Europe, especially the Soviets. And it even gets to the point where they're flying recon missions over Poland in the days leading up to the Nazi invasion of Poland that triggered World War II. But they're also, this kind of uncovers, as the Nazis, I know I'm skipping a lot, but as the Nazis grown power, you have the SS. The SS has their own, intelligence agency within them. So they're kind of stepping on each other's toes. And Himmler himself actually fired the leader of the Abwehr because they were flying missions over Poland, even though they knew that they would be invading Poland soon. So they were worried that they would get caught flying those missions, and then people would know that they're about to invade Poland. So Himmler fired the leader and replaced him with a guy named Wilhelm Canaris, which is a badass name. It's like a dog, a
Canaris,
werewolf.
is it with a
Canary.
K?
It's a C, but
Oh, damn.
you imagine it's a K.
Yeah. We'll
Wilhelm.
think about it that way.
And it, there ends up being, I'm skipping over a lot during the war, but they are obviously instrumental in the war, but they're also fighting with the SS intelligence service. They're fighting with the military intelligence service. They're fighting with potentially the Luftwaffe does a little bit of intelligence work. Like, everybody kind of has a finger in the pie, and they're not happy, especially the SS. And
sorry to
you
go back. I'm not really seeing anything that it had like a timeline.
Yeah.
But there were people in Germany that said this isn't going to last for more than 20 years. Like this, it's unrealistic to expect this to last for more than 20 years, which I feel like is realistic.
Yeah.
Like Because I guess they weren't supposed to have more than like 100,000.
Yeah, a very
troops.
small standing
Yeah,
army.
which is just fucking
Just nothing.
tiny. Yeah.
compared to how many people died
Yeah.
in World War One. Like,
So-
yeah. So
But yeah, I think it was supposed to be like
It's
as
supposed to be
it is-
forever,
as it is
but-
a peace treaty. It's supposed to be
forever.
forever.
Pretty much, which is ridiculous with some of those terms. So I don't blame them for breaking some of those terms, being a country who's trying to survive in the modern world.
Yeah, especially after their like complete economic collapse.
Yeah. Especially with some of the other stuff that I talk about where they go through the German Revolution, which I don't even know if I've ever learned about the German Revolution.
I don't think you've ever talked about it.
I don't think
Yeah.
it was a very, very short period of time that I do talk about later on. So the original, not the original, but the current leader of the Abwehr, basically as the war is starting, the World War II is starting, is replaced with Wilhelm, and they step on each other's toes.
Chodes. Step on each other's chodes.
There's a lot of like butting heads between different intelligence agencies within within Germany and the Nazis, and it kind of hurts them in a way.
Were the butting heads mainly so that it could be like a hierarchy of like which, like Navy, Air Force, Army, like which one's like the higher,
Like which one's doing what? Yeah.
Yeah, which one gets more funding because it's the bigger.
Yeah, I mean, in the U.S., most intelligence prior to the formation of the FBI and the CIA was done by Navy intelligence.
Oh, I
But
see.
Army also had intelligence. It's the same.
Yeah.
Air Force also had an intelligence wing. That's pretty standard because you need that
Yeah.
in a way. You kind of need the not separation of intelligence
but, like-
agencies, but just to cover the ground. You need to have
Yeah.
the Army needs to be able to investigate and gather intelligence. The Navy needs to, on their own,
Yeah.
so not wait for somebody to show up to do it.
Yeah.
And then they can consolidate that information with
Put it all
a central
together
group
and-
like the FBI.
Yeah, that makes
if it's
sense.
domestic, or CIA if it's foreign. So it kind of like that, but really it came down to the Nazi ego.
Yeah, that's kind of what I
Reinhard
figured.
Heydrich, the leader of the SS like intelligence wing, essentially. I think it's the SD. I don't remember for sure, but he really didn't like the Abwehr and spent his entire career trying to get them dissolved so that he could control the intelligence flow. And that was a big thing within the Nazis, because you got to remember that the Nazis are, in a way, their hierarchy is outside of the military.
Yeah.
Despite obviously they control it in every way, but you have the Wehrmacht, which is the military, you have the Luftwaffe, which is the Air Force, you have the Kriegsmarines, which is the Navy,
Yeah.
and the SS, the Nazi party itself, wants to be the ones in control of that. All the flow of the intelligence, which makes sense from where they're at and how they got there.
It allows you to control the narrative.
100%. So, Wilhelm Canaris, the new boss of the Abwehr, is where we're going to go back in time a little bit, because I like talking about when they're born. January 1887, his dad's a wealthy industrialist, what a lucky son of a bitch, and he's born in Prussia.
Oh, okay.
So he's kind of got that old school thing. He spends, and much like most Prussian children, at least Prussian boys, they grow up, they go through school pretty well, and they just want to be an officer in a wing of the military somewhere.
They grow up in military school.
Exactly.
And then do their mandatory military service, which they loved.
Yep. And then they do it as a career somehow. And it's all paid for. And I don't know how they did it. I mean, it's a smaller country, so it kind of makes sense. But he graduates school, and he has the dream. He wants to go into the Imperial Navy. Because apparently Prussia had a pretty strong navy.
Huh.
But his dad is like, no, you should be an army officer.
Well, do you know if his dad was an army officer?
I mean, he was just
Was his dad
regularly
kinda like, follow
involved.
in my shoes, god damn it.
Not really.
Oh, okay.
But he was still, you're Prussian and you're wealthy.
Yeah.
You need a boy in the military,
I see, yeah.
But he's like, no, do army, that's better. And then his dad dies in 1904 before he had joined.
And so he joins the Air Force.
So he joins the Navy. Yeah, he joins the Air Force. They have balloons at
He had
this
a
point,
huge
dirigibles.
change of heart.
He becomes a ditch digger. So he went through training. He went through Naval Officers Academy, like you do. He spends time on a ship. And by 1910, he is commissioned as a lieutenant. So he's, what, like 23? He's 23 at this point.
Wow.
He joined the military at 17?
I would assume.
1904?
Yeah, 1904. 16, 17.
Yeah, so he's moving up in the ranks. He's got daddy's money, I'm sure. But World War I breaks out. You know, he's a lieutenant in 1910. That's getting pretty close. So he continues in the Navy on a ship until World War I breaks out, where he becomes a naval intelligence officer on a light cruiser as part of the East Asian Squadron.
Okay.
Which is badass
So
because
that's-
it's Prussian. I was looking at all the names of like how the Prussian military was set up. Really cool. Very like, you know, all those video games where it's like alternate world, World War I or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's all like they got the hats and the fancy regalia.
Yeah.
That's
It's
Prussians.
basically like it was the drip before the Nazis in World War II.
100%. They had the drip.
So that was his entry into working in intelligence.
Yeah. He's shown very capable in his non-wartime
Yeah.
shit. He picked up a lot from school. He can speak like 6 languages or something at this point.
Jesus, man.
Like he's a very smart guy, and he's also very smart tactically, just naturally.
Yeah.
He's just
I
very
mean,
skilled.
To move up that quickly, like
Yeah.
6, even when you say like, oh, you know, 6 years in the Navy, but like to move into a lieutenant position.
Yeah, not during wartime.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a smart guy, and they actually evade the Royal Navy
Jesus.
for months because of his direction with tactics.
Damn. Okay.
and interpretations, because he spent a ton of his schooling researching the Royal Navy. He loved the Royal Navy. He said, they're doing it right.
Yeah.
This is a spectacle to behold. You know, I respect this because it's perfect. You know, the Royal Navy at this time was the strongest on the planet,
yeah.
and he loved it. So he kind of knew their tactics really, really well.
Hey, at least he didn't follow Dad's dream of him being in the army.
Yeah, right. He was one of the few. He was part of one of the few ships to actually be able to avoid the Royal Navy from the East Asian Squadron, and they did this until March 1915. So it's been a couple of months since the war started, and there's a battle. His ship gets immobilized in an area near South America.
Mm-hmm.
And they try to do some communications to Chile, and then the Royal Navy basically figures out where they are and go to attack the ship that's just immobilized. They scuttle the ship on their own and get imprisoned in Chile.
Oh, shit.
Him and his crew. They all get imprisoned in Chile. But Canaris can speak. I'm sure the emphasis on that name is wrong. But I can't do a German accent and say Canaris.
Well, that sounds like it's right.
So I'm just going to keep saying that. But he was able to escape. He was able to escape because he spoke fluent Spanish.
Yeah, fucking
So
clever.
he escapes. He hooks up with a German merchant ship who happened to be in port at the time.
God, dude.
And they smuggled him home, even though one of their stops was at a port in Great Britain.
I swear to God, we never talk about anybody that's unlucky. We just talk about the luckiest
Hey,
pieces
if you're
of shit.
lucky, you stand out and someone writes something about
really,
you.
Though, fuck.
That's what it is. So
I'd rather be lucky than smart.
He was both. Like, just wait. He gets so lucky on a couple things. But yeah, for some reason the German merchants were at this point allowed to do like work in ports in Great Britain, and they just smuggled him right on through the port.
Damn.
He makes it back to Germany. He gets, debriefed by his superiors, and he tells them all the story of how he snuck out of a camp, hooked up with these guys, and made it all the way home.
Loving it.
Oh, they lap that
This
shit
is a little wet
up.
dream.
Oh, yeah. So he was given a lot more intelligence work.
Oh, yeah.
They said, this guy knows what he's doing. Like, he's basically a secret agent already.
Yeah.
Let's just go. Let's go with it. So they send him to the Mediterranean, especially because he already knows Spanish. so being near Spain. He starts gathering intelligence on enemy shipping movements, and he starts setting up this way for U-boats to get resupplied in the Mediterranean, despite it being pretty well controlled by the other side. So he starts resupplying these U-boats. He starts feeding the intelligence back to the Navy. And at the same time, he's kind of getting more training. They're like, we need him. This guy's smart. Let's get him trained as a U-boat commander.
Oh my God.
And so he's fully trained up. He becomes the commander of a U-boat all on his own. They start sailing around. They're sinking ships like crazy, to the point where he's officially recognized with an Iron Cross First Class.
Damn.
And
What year was that?
That's still World War I, so that's probably later on, like 1917.
1917, 18.
Yeah.
Damn.
And everybody's like, this dude, he's important.
Wow.
They saw him. And throughout the entire war, he was always noted as always complimenting the Royal Navy by saying, these guys, don't underestimate them. They're what we should strive to be, kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's fair. While still fucking
Shooting
outsmarting them.
Yeah, with shittier equipment.
Yeah.
I mean, U-boats were definitely a strategic +1, but they were kind of shitty in World War I. They were still kind of shitty in World War II, but...
Yeah.
So after the war, he still has work. They don't want to let him go.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to go anywhere. Despite now he's just working for Germany. Prussia, I don't think exists anymore.
Yeah, and I mean...
Prussia kind of gets confusing, but yeah.
To be honest, he's probably kind of... Not to say he's like a local celeb, but
People high up know about him.
Within the Navy, I'm sure it's not necessarily only people high up know about him. I bet a lot of people fucking know his name.
People know about him.
He gets free shit wherever he's going.
Oh, yeah.
He's kind of, like I said, a military celeb, so
Yeah.
it's on base and shit.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
He gets the best treatment. Why the fuck would you want to go elsewhere, you know?
Right? So, after the war, he's involved in suppressing communist uprising during the German Revolution of 1918 to 1919.
Do you know how? What?
He sets up paramilitary units
Oh, okay.
to physically shoot, to fight these rebelling groups. It starts, the entire German Revolution, I'd love to do just an episode on it.
You should.
But the basic rundown is some sailors get pissed off and unionize. They don't get paid enough. They unionize. Germany doesn't. The Weimar Republic does not have any money.
Yeah.
So it's very much like a lot of very far left Marxist and communist groups are rising up saying, no, this is what, all of Germany should be like this.
Yeah. Distribute the wealth.
Distribute the wealth.
What wealth?
Yeah, that's kind of the problem.
Yeah.
And so he would help set up these small paramilitary groups.
Damn.
Who would be deployed to locations that they owned, and it would be shooting. It would be firefights in the streets.
Yeah.
And he was also part of a military tribunal at the time who would basically acquit anyone involved with the murder of a leftist revolutionary. So anytime you shot leader of this group, well, we don't like that group, so yeah, no charges.
And so these paramilitaries are fighting other
just German people.
Just to clarify, German people, other communist
most of them
paramilitaries in a way
are
as well,
sailors
or
and working men.
Just
90% of them are just regular
people,
working class people
and they're just showing up
who are
and
trying to unionize.
Fucking fighting.
That's
God
really a big problem.
damn.
Which is also why it didn't really work out for the communists.
Yeah, I mean, because
and kind of sprung the entire opposite direction.
You're fighting against an army, that you don't realize is a fucking army.
So
damn. Okay.
This guy, Kurt Vogel, I've talked about him, I swear, but I couldn't find it in my notes. And his story sounds slightly familiar. But basically, Kurt Vogel is one of these people who happened to murder a dude by the name of Rosa Luxemburg.
Okay. This
person was a very high-ranking communist. And he got sentenced to prison. I don't know if it was I don't know if he was going away forever or if he was going to get the death penalty. But Kurt Vogel goes to prison.
Because on paper, this looks like Kurt Vogel's just like an extreme right that's like,
Yeah.
fuck communism and goes after him when really he was recruited kind of thing, right?
Yeah, because Wilhelm Canaris physically broke him out of prison and let him escape. And he went to prison for 4 days.
Wilhelm just
No
shows
charges
up with
ever.
with fucking
He just
bolt
has the
cutters.
key. No, he just has the key.
He has the key, but he
He's like, I've always wanted to do this.
bolt cuts it in half, and he goes, "Fuck that thing," and
Yeah.
fucking cuts the bolts.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So he breaks a murderer,
He
a
goes,
convicted
"I
murderer
have-
out of prison.
I have the entire prison tattooed across my body. I know how to get
I
us
know how
out
to get out of here. Yeah. 4 days later, he's out. No charges were ever brought to him.
Fuck.
And he was working very closely with the defense minister at this time. And that happened, across that
Vogel
year.
was?
No, Canaris.
Oh, okay.
So across that year and a half of the German Revolution, that's kind of what he's working with.
Yeah.
It's like small groups, send them out, go kill those damn
Yeah.
students on their university. Is that too?
Goddamn commies.
Yeah, those damn leftists.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah, it's not a good look. But he gets married to a lady named Erika Waag, W-A-A-G, and he has 2 kids with her. And 1920 hits, so it's about the year after the German Revolution, and he becomes the admiral's staff officer, and he gets sent to the Baltics.
Oy.
He spends a lot of time in the Baltics. I think the language helped,
Probably.
but
I wonder, because I can't imagine that it's a very easy.
yeah,
Like, the dude picks up languages
yeah,
easy as
crazy.
shit.
And
So I wonder
the
if.
weird thing, though, is that the Baltics are kind of like, for this time and this type of work, it's kind of the dead-end job.
Yeah.
Not a lot of room for moving up, because they're kind of,
But to be
interwar.
fair,
There's not a
it's
lot happening.
Like, on paper, there's not really a lot of movement for him to move up because, like I said, on paper, they don't have this
Oh no, this is all
intelligence agency.
for
and
them.
everything.
They're pretty well. No, they're not pretty open about it yet. He's not even like in the Abwehr yet.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
is
like the Abwehr
hasn't even
just
been
barely being formed.
Yeah, so it's like for him
so
to
he's
move
just
up any
doing
further.
Navy intelligence.
Yeah, for him to move up any further in intelligence is like, okay, well, like where the fuck are you gonna go?
Well,
dude?
and the fact
Like,
that he kept his
yeah.
job in the Navy
Yeah.
after they were
this is
like demilitarized or whatever.
So for him, he's probably like, well, this
Oh,
is as
it's
high as my
something.
career goes.
Pretty
So
much.
send me to the Baltics, I guess. And then it's like Abwehr shit is going on in the background, and he has no fucking idea.
Well, very
for the time
quickly,
being.
he figures out something's up
I would imagine, yeah.
because his role in the Baltics is a cover.
Oh, okay,
His
my
role in the
bad.
Baltics
My mistake
turns
there.
out to be figure out how to get materials, raw materials, and weapons to rebuild and create the new German Navy
Oh my god, dude.
and hide it from anyone who comes looking.
So that was why he went
That's
to the
why
Baltics?
he was sent to the Baltics
Jesus.
to secretly violate the Treaty of Versailles to, in a very small way at this point, rebuild the German Navy.
And is that through Abwehr?
Not really.
It's just kind of a
It's just
German
kinda-
incentive.
The Navy was like, well, we don't have any ships really, like,
Yeah.
and we
okay.
know, everybody knew the Treaty of Versailles wasn't going to last.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of, don't talk about it a ton, but there's a lot of, like, humiliation. There's a lot of, like, depression and mental illness at this time in Germany. Because as a nation, you just lost a huge portion of your population, of your young men, of your brothers,
Fair,
your sisters,
yeah.
your kids, for the result of being absolutely humiliated on the world stage and told what you
Yeah.
can and can't do
a
with
good
your own
point.
country. Really, not great. Not a great treaty.
You're
to-
kind of
to make.
starting off cut off at the knees.
Well, you're kind of what's the incentive for them to follow the treaty, because they're also having to pay out a ton
Yeah.
of money in reparations and all this other stuff. What's the incentive for them to follow it? Like,
yeah, exactly.
so
That's
he
rough.
starts rebuilding the German Navy, which is really
damn,
cool.
dude.
But he had to do it clandestinely.
Yeah.
So he would sell extra supplies that he got through Denmark, because he just so happened to have contacts with a right-wing extremist organization.
Wow, who could have thought?
That was born out of those little paramilitary groups he created.
Led by Frank Vogel.
Yeah, pretty much. No, it was called the Organization Consul. And basically, when those groups who were like, no, we're going to go fuck over the communists, I'm okay shooting my own, brother civilians because they're communists, those kind of people.
Yeah, great
where
people.
Then the paramilitary groups were dissolved, and they still had their contact number. They were still texting.
Yeah. I mean, they're all still having their weekly meetings.
Yeah, pretty much. So this is one of the many groups, alt-right extremist organizations.
Yeah, just because the Klan isn't working directly under the military doesn't mean that it's not around. It's kind of that same concept.
Exactly. So this group was very anti-bourgeois, which was interesting for a right-wing group, but not entirely. Just anti-bourgeois in a different way than communists. They're not redistribute the wealth. They're just like rich people suck.
I see. They're not eat the rich. They're
they're like,
rich.
oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then they're very nationalistic, as you would expect. They're kind of anti-Semitic.
Wow. In Germany around this time?
Alt-right terrorist organizations.
That's impossible.
Yeah. They're also very anti-Marxist, obviously. And they had a history through the 1920s of just assassinating anyone they believe to have betrayed Mother Germany.
Oh, okay, so they're also anti-education.
Yeah, without trial, because they're not going through the justice system. They're just like, oh, you were a traitor. Boom.
Yeah. God
and
damn.
knowing all this...
It's like vigilante justice, but not vigilante justice. It's like what they see as vigilante justice.
Yeah.
Like a very echo chambery vigilante justice.
And it's really interesting because I've never really talked about the rise of Hitler, but part of what allowed him to gain early prominence and like his kind of discovery as a great speaker was from going to the coffee houses, and there are groups there like this group, who are doing speeches.
These small local things.
These small local groups, these small terrorist organizations who are willing to just kill you if they think you're a communist, maybe.
God damn.
And he basically fell in with one of them and was shown to be a great speaker, and they kind of used him until he realized he was being used and started using them. Like, that early rise was really interesting. But you're just imagining, putting myself in this situation of, it's a poor country, going through the shit, the Treaty of Versailles right there.
Let me
all
put
that
myself
loss and
in
death.
Let me put myself in Hitler's shoes real quick.
Ooh, I did not say
out.
that. Pretty much, actually. And just all you have is, there's no internet. There's not a lot of mass communication. You go to these coffee houses where that's where you get your news. That's where
it's just local
you
politics.
go hang out. It's basically your social media was just going to the coffee house, and they show up, and anybody's allowed to go up and do a speech, and you're just hearing this right-wing extremist propaganda.
Yeah, because they find
over and over
they
and
find
over
the coffee
and over
house
again.
that's not going to kick them off the stage.
Well, but that's all of them.
Yeah.
Because if they get kicked off the stage, you're a communist and they can shoot you.
Yeah, exactly.
Or firebomb your house.
Like,
so it's like they put down the uprising, but the violence didn't end.
Yeah. God damn.
And I don't know, just putting myself in that view, looking at the world in that way, I see why the Nazi Party was allowed to fester and grow, because it was so dangerous to be counter to that. Not saying that nobody did. There were plenty of organizations who completely hated and defied the Nazis, but there were so many other groups who weren't Nazis who were pushing the same ideas and were committing this violence against anyone who opposed them, even though it wasn't even necessarily the same group. So they accidentally united under alt-right extremism.
Jesus.
So, it's 1924. Wilhelm is given a dream vacation after helping to rebuild the German Navy to a point and at least set up these networks where they can trade supplies to this extremist organization who will sell it through Denmark and then bring back the money, and they set up the system, and he's needed elsewhere. So he's given the dream vacation we all want
Imperial Japan.
Osaka, Japan.
Fuck
100%.
Yeah. I fucking knew it,
He
dude.
gets sent to Osaka. I'm just imagining, when you see the picture of this guy, he kind of looks like every old actor.
Wilhelm
Canaris, yeah.
Look him up.
You should look him up. I'm just imagining him in like a kimono.
He just has one of those like small mustaches. He's a little cutie.
No, he looks like almost like, it's weird, like the American generals from World War II 10 years later. Because he's getting up there in age in 1924. He's in his 40s almost? Yeah, he's almost in his 40s. He's in his late 30s now. Did you find out?
Yeah, but these are all... Oh, wait. Maybe...
Let me see.
Maybe. I was trying to find one where he wasn't older.
No, you should find one when he's older.
No, I've seen the ones when he's older.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find one when he's younger, like what he looked like during this time.
Oh. Not a lot of photos were taken of him, and because of the intelligence work. But he goes to Osaka, Japan, to supervise the creation of an army of U-boats. So not only are they rebuilding the Navy, they're rebuilding the U-boat army that they had some success with, because this is early submarine technology. And he oversees the creation of tons of these U-boats in Japan, which I didn't know the connection to Japan was like that.
That it
like
went that deep.
I know that throughout the war, the Nazis had people in Japan, kind of like as liaisons. There's even one guy who was a Nazi who tried to prevent the rape of Nanking. I'm going to do an episode on him eventually. But yeah, they go there, and kind of out of nowhere, that program gets shut down. And he's like almost out of a job. He's starting to get reassigned. But he's a smooth talker, and he knows his shit, and we know that. So he actually sets up to continue the program self-funded.
Oh, okay.
So he starts
working...
working...
A little bit of a private venture.
A little bit. So he starts working with shipping magnates, Spanish merchants, the Spanish Navy itself, German industrialists, because he has connections to industrialists. His wife was also the daughter of a German industrialist.
Okay.
And some
connection.
Argentinian venture capitalists, which I also didn't know the connection went back this far.
Wow, who could have ever expected Argentina to be involved in this?
So they continue this secret program of rebuilding the U-boats, rebuilding the Navy. And he also works with a guy named Walter Lohmann. He was a German captain.
Uh-huh.
He had he was basically an industrialist too. And he invested a lot of money in rebuilding Germany's army and military capabilities, sometimes to the detriment of what was going on. And at this point, Canaris, all the programs are running, but he's kind of made some enemies back in Germany. There are a lot of people who are cluing in on what he's doing, and they're saying, no, don't break the Treaty of Versailles.
Oh, I see.
France is going to come in and stomp on our balls if we do this again.
That makes. I was curious. I was like, why
don't
the
get
fuck
caught.
would they be mad? But now that I completely spaced the...
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's not popular.
But I'm sure he also has...
But he also has rabid supporters.
A lot of...
as well.
A lot of under and away from the public eye support, but... Damn, dude.
So they have to be pissed at him, but they can't be public about why they're pissed at him because they can't reveal what he's doing. But basically, they bring up, oh, remember that time he helped that murderer escape from prison?
Oh, yeah, fuck.
And they basically fired him and sent him to a new post.
Like, so he just fully lost his job?
Pretty much.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
He gets basically just put somewhere else.
Yeah.
He gets put back into the Baltics or something like that, but not doing anything cool.
Is it...
Not a lot of intelligence work.
So is it fired on paper?
He's still in the Navy.
Oh,
He gets reassigned
I see, okay.
to basically a shit position.
Yeah.
He's got to scoop out the fucking outhouses now or something, you know? And because it also turns out that Walter Lohmann guy... so this big company called Phoebus Film... It was a very large silent movie production in Germany.
Phoebus, Phoebus?
Yeah, super cool names. They go bankrupt, and it is discovered that they received millions of dollars in money from the Ministry of Defense to make sure that their movies were pro-Germany, pro-Weimar Republic, full of propaganda.
And what year is this?
This is, let's see, late 1920s.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they get outed,
Damn.
and it's found out that Lohman guy has lost like 26 million marks in his investments.
And
Whether it's to the ships, a lot of it's pretty much to this group, and he gets outed as working with Canaris, who may have engineered that job, that idea in part. We don't really know, but he was definitely involved. In one of the largest propaganda pushes before the Nazis took power.
Wow.
Yeah, they know their propaganda. That's for sure. And yeah, so they're kind of running out of some money. And he gets pushed out of the intelligence field and back into regular naval service. He's no longer, he's not trusted. I mean, people just don't like him because of what he was doing. So he's basically put on a ship.
Yeah, I mean, so much shit has come out about him since.
What else can you do?
It was a divisive take whether you dig Wilhelm or not. And then it's like, oh, now he's doing a propaganda push. Yeah, like it wasn't. At that point, it's not even a fucking debate. It
looks real bad.
At that point, it's not even a debate whether he was fucking up the Treaty of Versailles. It's like, oh yeah, he like clear cut. Homie's trying to crush this
and now
shit.
The world knows that they're doing some weird propaganda stuff.
Exactly.
So it's just bringing too many eyes into Germany. So they put him on a ship because they don't want to get rid of him because he's still useful.
Oh,
he's still a smart guy.
Even if he's not working in intelligence, to keep him on a fucking U-boat,
or just a regular ship at this point. But like
it's still with what he did against the British Royal Navy, like. Why you can't fucking fire?
No, you can't get rid of it. You can't let this guy become homeless and starve on the street or something. Like he's too useful.
Like 43 at this point.
He's too useful. So he spends a couple of years on a ship, and he becomes captain of the Schlesien, which is the name of the ship, in 1932.
He just shows up, and they're like, "Bro, just take the position."
Pretty much.
We know what you're gonna do here.
He becomes captain, and he happens to become captain 2 months before Hitler is declared chancellor. And at this point, he's been on a ship for years for the most part. So he's not really involved in the Nazis. He's probably aware that they exist. Yeah. But he's not really doing a lot.
But, like, I'm sure he's aware of...
He's aware of what's going on.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's just alt-right German nationalism.
Yeah, which he's
perpetrating through his fucking Hollywood, through German Hollywood.
Yeah, and just... secret networks and shit. So Hitler takes power and Canaris turns into a total Hitler fanboy.
Yeah. I bet he knew about him prior to like Hitler even getting that chancellor position because he's got so much fucking intel.
Yeah. I just don't think he was out about his support just in case.
Yeah.
Because that would look bad because he's part of, technically employed by the Weimar Republic. Like it wouldn't look good if you were out about supporting Hitler in that position.
Yeah, it's just he quietly is like, I've heard all of his speeches.
Because as soon as he takes power, Canaris starts lecturing his crew on ships and U-boats about the tenets of Hitler, about his...
So he did.
Oh, yeah.
So he knew everything about him.
Because he's doing full-on lectures to his crewmates. He loved Hitler because it was a state-centered, authoritarian regime, and because Hitler was open about hating the Treaty of Versailles, something that he had been against, obviously, since it was signed.
And because everything in his career leading up to this point, it's like Hitler's wet dream of a naval captain.
Yeah.
Like
if he was 10 years younger, maybe even 20 years younger, Hitler would have coomed.
Yeah. Goddamn. Yeah.
Like
30 years younger, definitely.
Oh yeah, 100%. 35? Yeah.
And like piss play? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
So he saw
Hitler goes into power, and he's just like, he's lecturing his people. He's like, hey, listen to these tenets. And then he's like, also, check out this sick tattoo that I just barely got. And he's got a tramp stamp of fucking, it's a little
It's
Hitler
fully
mustache tramp stamp. It's just
fully
a square
healed, though.
in the middle of his back. But yeah, it's like not even scabbed, like not red.
No,
He's
it's
like, I've
kind
had
of
this.
faded.
I've had
I just
this
got
for
this.
fucking 3 years, bro.
I just got this, actually.
Yeah. And then in 2 years, he's like, yeah, I got this 10 years ago.
Yeah. So he sees the promise of the return of Germany to a world power, which so many people did. So many people fell for that. And
well, I mean,
yeah.
with how fucking, and not to be like, you know, I'm not Nazi sympathizing.
Yeah,
I'm German citizen.
German citizen.
Yeah, sympathizing.
German poor people sympathizing.
When things have been bad for fucking like years,
Yeah,
and
a decade.
decades at this point. Like, and on top of that, this isn't just it's a decade under the Treaty of Versailles, but this is also a decade of wartime as well prior to that.
Yeah.
Maybe not a full decade,
but yeah, you have a war
then,
and then you have shit.
Yeah, you have
yeah.
people that are like, man, like it's just not getting better. War ended and things got way fucking worse for us. Like, I don't blame people for being like, hey, you know, this is our only option. I do, because it was a fucking god-awful, terrible decision and a bad option, but it's just like,
but I see
when you're so
in that way.
fucking beaten down like that, like,
Suddenly
damn,
you have
what do you
some hope,
expect? Yeah.
and you can skip over some of this anti-Semitism, or you've heard it so many times over the last decade of your life that you're just like, whatever, I don't give a shit.
And to be fair, I mean, it's probably one of those things in some of these people's positions. They're like, hey, I agree with this part, not all the anti-Semitism shit. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, I'm cool with like bringing Germany back to power. And then people are like, oh yeah, by locking up Jews. And they're like, wait, what? No,
what?
No, I didn't say that part out loud. What the fuck?
Oh, so
it's just shitty.
Yeah. He loved all the anti-communism stuff.
Oh, I'm fucking sure.
You know, he was so involved with
that.
that.
So clearly did prior to this.
And he really didn't mention a whole lot about the whole Jewish thing. Even
I fucking wonder why.
Yeah, even after Kristallnacht, but he was balls deep in Nazi ideology to the point of he was getting recognized by SS generals by how good of a Nazi he was. God and damn. He, at this point in his career, is recommended by the previous head of the Abwehr to take over. The previous head was just muscled out by Reinhard Heydrich of the SS.
Uh-oh.
And he gets recommended, and the previous head says, hey, be careful, because they don't want this group to exist anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be careful.
Like the Nazis are trying to
The
close
Nazis
that
are
group
basically
out.
trying to get rid of the Abwehr.
Because they want their own intelligence.
Because they want their
agency.
own.
Okay.
And he shows up and he says, no, you're wrong. I'm a full-blooded Nazi. He was super enthusiastic. He was like, fuck yeah, this is going to be awesome.
He's like, we're not getting dissolved because the Abwehr is becoming the fucking Nazi. Like, we're not dissolved. I'm making us the Nazi intelligence agency.
He gets real excited for this job.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good place. Do you want to end it and go to part 2?
Yeah, we can, yeah.
All right.
Fucking, he gets super, super excited for his
job
little
promotion.
Yeah. Oh.
And this is
Wilhelm gets a promotion. That's part 2.
Wilhelm gets a promotion, yeah. And this is 1935, which is a great time to be a Nazi.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
This is a good time to fucking cut it then. God damn.
Yeah. So he has a long, full career ahead of him. And I go into next episode. I go into some of the specific operations they run, how they set up their spy rings, their impact on the war to an extent, and Canaris's inner deep thoughts about war.
Little dabbling in the Journal of Canaris.
Here's the real teaser. Canaris lived through the most horrible war up to this point.
Yeah.
He didn't want another war in Europe.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit.
Oh,
that really does change
there
things.
There you go.
I mean,
yeah.
Damn. Minor speculation here. I would assume that that's because of intelligence that he has and that he's aware of. I know you can't confirm anything. This is strictly me just doing a shotgun effect because I'm going to find out before all of you find out.
Yeah.
Suck it. But yeah, that's a solid place to leave it off. A nice little week-long teaser. So as AJ talked about at the start of the episode, if you guys would like ad-free episodes, if you're sick and tired of hearing about gas station boner pills, if you're tired of hearing about Raid Shadow Legends, and it's
buy
not
Blue Chew from our link.
Yeah, and it's not a fucking ad that we're making, then check us out on Patreon. There's a way to set up your RSS feed so that you get exclusive content from us. If you, we have some cheap tiers on there. If you can't afford it,
Yeah, it's $4.
it's A-okay. If you do, it is not only ad-free that's on there. We have a bunch of exclusive content. Like AJ said, an exclusive episode per month that comes out on the first day of the next month. AJ's got a huge series called Voices that he's been releasing and working on. We have a ton of sloppy seconds on there. You can get an inside look at the studio as well on a nice little video. Check us out. Check us out on Patreon. You have those names pulled up.
Oh, shit.
You're good. Yeah, we really would appreciate your support. You can go and create a free tier on Patreon as well. We have 2 free episodes that will be available for all time. So check us out on there, patreon.com/points-o-pressure.
All right. So, we've got Minnie D. Thomas and Toddle Waddle. They
The board.
they wanted us to let you know that they've never been on a U-boat
Yeah.
in their lives.
Yeah. It was weird that they insisted
It was
we point
really
that out,
weird.
but here we are.
Yeah. And then we've got Abby, AJ's Third Nut, Nordic Thunder, Weston, Dark Runner, D's Nuts, G-Dog, Grover, Hayden, Lara Vo, and Lindo. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all for supporting us.
Man, I forgot about Grover.
I love it. Every time my eyes light up, my face.
All right. But yeah, we appreciate you guys tuning in this week. If you ever have any suggestions for show ideas, music, TV shows, books, fucking movies, whatever you want to recommend to us, send it our way. If you have memes that pertain to one of our episodes, by all means, send it along. Or if you'd just like someone to talk to, reach out to us on Instagram @pointsopressure. Send us an email at ppdnaj, all the letters, @gmail.com, or go to our website, pointsopressure.com, and send us a fucking voicemail. We'll catch you guys next Monday.